Welcome to my YouTube channel, Family Drama Files. Please like, share, subscribe for more emotional videos.
My son-in-law laughed in front of everyone during a family dinner. He looked at me and said he would never hire someone like me because I was old-fashioned and out of touch. Everyone smiled awkwardly while I stayed silent. 3 days later, he walked confidently into the headquarters of the company, where he had just accepted a dream promotion. He had no idea that before lunch, his entire world was about to change. One sentence from the HR director made the color disappear from his face. "Assign your paychecks." That was the moment he realized exactly who he had insulted. My name is Richard Collins. I am 61 years old and have spent more than 3 decades building one of the largest financial companies in the region. I never liked talking about my position outside work because I believed respect should come from character and not from a job title. My daughter Emma met Oliver 4 years ago. He was confident, ambitious, and always talked about success. At first, I admired his determination. But as time passed, I noticed something troubling. He measured people only by what they appeared to own. If someone drove an older car or wore simple clothes, he assumed they had failed in life. After they got married, he often made small comments aimed at me. He joked about my old watch, my simple pickup truck, and the fact that I still enjoyed doing repairs around my house. I ignored every remark because I wanted peace for my daughter's sake. One evening, the family gathered for dinner. Oliver had just completed another interview and proudly announced that a large corporation wanted to hire him. He looked around the table with a smile and then pointed toward me. He laughed and said if he ever became a hiring manager, he would never employ someone like Richard because people like him belonged to another generation. The room became completely silent. Emma looked embarrassed. My wife quietly changed the subject. I simply smiled and wished him good luck. I never told him that the company was offering him. The promotion was actually owned by our investment group. As Chief Financial Officer, every executive payroll approval eventually reached my desk. 3 days later, Oliver walked into the company headquarters for orientation. He greeted the HR manager with confidence and started talking about his future leadership plans. During the meeting, the HR director reviewed company procedures and executive reporting. She then smiled politely and said there was one person you should always keep informed of because every executive's salary and compensation package requires his final approval. She turned her computer screen toward Oliver. My photograph appeared. She calmly said, "Richard Collins signs your paychecks." Oliver stared at the screen without saying a word. His hands began to shake. He asked if it was the same Richard Collins who was married to Emma's mother. The HR director nodded. His face instantly turned pale. He spent the rest of the day unable to focus. Every joke he had ever made came rushing back into his mind. For the first time, he understood that true success never announces itself. That evening, he came to my house alone. He stood at the door holding a small gift box. Before I could speak, he apologized sincerely. He admitted that he judged people by appearances instead of values. He confessed that his own insecurity made him act arrogant. I listened quietly. Then I told him something he would never forget. Real leaders never need to remind people how important they are. The strongest people in the room are usually the quietest. I accepted his apology because everyone deserves the chance to grow. But I also reminded him that respect is earned long before titles and money arrive. Over the following months, Oliver changed completely. He treated every employee with kindness, thanked security guards by name, respected janitors, and listened before speaking. His reputation improved because people noticed the difference. Years later, he admitted that the most valuable lesson of his career had nothing to do with business. It came from one quiet moment when he discovered that the man, he looked down on the very person who had the power to shape his future. Sometimes life does not teach lessons through revenge. Sometimes it teaches them through humility. Never underestimate someone because of their age, clothes, or quiet personality. The people you ignore today may be the ones making the biggest decisions tomorrow. Respect costs nothing, but arrogance can cost everything. True success is not measured by power. It is measured by character. Never underestimate someone because of their age, clothes, or quiet personality. The people you ignore today may be the ones making the biggest decisions tomorrow. Respect costs nothing, but arrogance can cost everything. True success is not measured by power. It is measured by character. Every choice you make today shapes the life you will live tomorrow. A single moment of arrogance can destroy years of trust, while one act of kindness can create opportunities you never imagined. Oliver walked into that office believing he knew everything. He walked out understanding the most valuable lesson of his life. Real leaders earn respect by giving it first. Humility opens doors that pride can never unlock.